Hey everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy. In today's video, I wanted to share my filming setup with you guys. It seems that people are really interested, especially these days, in what YouTubers are doing behind the scenes, either because a lot of people are interested in starting their own channel or because they've heard things about lighting or blurring filters from other YouTubers and on other channels, and it's gotten them curious as to what maybe their favorite YouTubers or people that they watch, how they film and what their setup is like. So I thought I'd bring you behind the scenes into my little office here, my little filming world, and show you the equipment that I use and share my tips and tricks for how I make my videos. So I've been out here on YouTube for 4.5 years already, and oh my gosh, it has changed so much since I started. You know, of course, every YouTuber starts, you don't know if your channel is going to go anywhere, you don't know if anyone's going to watch, so you don't really want to do a huge investment of money in equipment. And so when I first started, I had a little Sony Handycam, and I sat back here in front of my window, so facing that way, and I used the natural light. And it's a great way to start because, of course, natural light is very flattering, it looks very nice on the skin, and it's free, but it's also very limiting so that you can only film, you know, during certain times of the day when the light looks good. It also changes a lot. All of a sudden the cloud comes over, your light's gone. So it is nice once you start growing your channel and getting a few followers that then you can afford to buy some lighting. So when I was able to finally get my lights, I was so thrilled, and especially for making my kind of videos where I am doing, you know, before and after pictures of my skin to show you how anti-aging products work, and also where I'm testing makeup and showing you super close-ups. It's really important to have consistent lighting that is always the same. The lights that I have are 2 softbox lights and a ring light directly in front of me. The softboxes are a little bit over the side. I don't have a ton of room in my room to work with. Everything is kind of squished in this, a 5-foot wide swath is where my work zone is. So I have one light set up on the tabletop over there. I put my Diva ring behind my camera. Most people, and the way you're supposed to put it, is in front of your camera, but I find that that makes it really hard to control the amount of light that you're getting. I see a lot of people when they first get a ring light that their videos are really flooded with light, and it's too much and it blasts out the image and you really can't see any detail. And you know, if my videos are about anything, they're about capturing the detail. So my ring light actually has a little dimmer on it, and so I can control how bright it is. Getting back to the little scandals that we've had lately, so there was first the one about the ring light. So I could show you what the lights look like without the ring light. You want to see that? I could just turn it off right here. And now I have the 2 soft boxes. As you can see, my camera will make adjustments for the light because I do have everything set to auto, but I don't think it makes a huge difference. If I turned off all my lights, obviously I'd be sitting here in a dark room and then you really couldn't see anything. So do I think the lighting makes me look better? Yes, I do. But do I think it makes me look like 10 years younger or 15 years younger or have no wrinkles? No. I think that's more of a function of how far you sit from the camera. Obviously, when I'm sitting way back here and you can see like half of me, you're not going to be able to see the detail of what's wrinkled and what's porous and what's not. So is it a cheat? Did it make me look 15 years younger? I doubt it. I feel like it just makes it so that you can see things better. I want you to be able to see the colors of like the lipstick or the eyeshadow that I'm showing you, especially when I'm doing swatches. I want the swatches, I want the colors to come true. So I feel like lighting is one of the most important things in making beauty videos on YouTube. Each of my lights does have a fabric covering on it. That's a little diffuser. That just makes the light a little bit softer so we don't have harsh shadows. So I got the softbox lights in a kit that came 3 to in like a bag off of Amazon, and I will put links to all my lights, all my cameras, everything, tripods, all the equipment in the information box below. So if you are starting a channel, feel free to shop my links. The other light I have is up here. This is what's called a hair light. This is a light that just kind of bounces and illuminates your background. This is just a simple work light that I picked up at Home Depot. So there are 2 windows in the room. One is over here. That shade is always pulled. So this is just a shade that I got at IKEA. It's a simple roller shade. You know, I move that up and down. And then this is just like a standard gray room darkening curtain that I also picked up at IKEA. It was a huge curtain, so I just cut it in half, and that's on a tension rod. Hi there. Half is in this window and half is in that window. So, you know, when I don't want to use this, I just push it across and then, I pull the shade down and I get more light coming in the room. All right, so let's move on to my camera equipment. I actually just upgraded my camera equipment 3 or 4 months ago. I currently am using a Canon EOS 70D camera. It's a great camera because it has autofocus, and that is awesome. There's a newer, bigger, more souped up version, which is the 80D that's available. That was available then, but I thought, did I really need to spend that extra money on it? All I really wanted was autofocus, and I wanted quiet autofocus. It has face recognition, so it trains itself on my face and it stays focused on my face. The lens that I have with it is the EFS 18 to 135 millimeter, and what's great about this lens is that I have to get closer to it. When I'm doing the talking parts of my videos, I sit back a little bit further. When I'm doing like a makeup tutorial or looking at foundation, I sit a lot closer, and that way I can reach my camera. But anyway, so if I was doing a tutorial and I wanted to suddenly zoom in, all I have to do is reach out and twist the lens, and then bam, you're zoomed in on me, and then I just kind of adjust, and it's nice that it stays focused on my face. When I hold something up here, it can still see my face, so it's keeping focus on my face, and what I'm holding up here is blurry. But if I put something in front of my face, then it changes the focus to the thing in the front. Okay, so you see how the autofocus works? So, and it's silent, so you didn't hear that, so that's what I love about this camera. And if you have the money to spend, if you're starting a YouTube channel, get an autofocus camera. It has saved me so much money and so many videos, so much wasted filming, because what I used to have to do when I was using this camera, this is the camera I was using before. This is another Canon EOS Rebel. This is the T3i series. The difference between this one and that one is that this one doesn't have autofocus. I had this giant stuffed Papa Smurf doll. You guys may have seen him on Instagram. I think he made an appearance there once. And I would have to sit Papa Smurf in my chair, and then I would have to stand at my camera and press the shutter halfway to focus the camera on Papa Smurf. That was the only way to get the camera to focus on the person. But if I moved my chair an inch, then I would be out of focus. You can pick up a camera like this pretty cheaply now because they have gone to the autofocus, but these are still available. They're still being sold. So if you're looking to spend less money but still have a really good quality image, this is a great camera to get. The other area that people are suspicious is something about these blurring filters that you can get for your camera. I didn't know that there was such a thing that existed. I figured if people were going to blur themselves, they would do it in their editing software afterwards. And yes, I'm perfectly capable of blurring myself in the editing software, but I don't do it. That's not the point of my channel. I just don't like it that people, throw that information out there and then leave it hanging as to who it is, so that all the audience is like, well, who is it? Well, who's using those blur? I think she's using a blurring filter. And then all of a sudden these comments start coming in. And it would be one thing if someone would say like, hey Angie, watched Wayne's video today where he was talking about blurring filters. Was he talking about you? I would be happy to say, haha, no, he's not talking about me. Wayne doesn't know I exist. And it sounded to me like he was talking about someone who owns a makeup line. Not naming any names, but it was in the context of a makeup photo shoot that he was talking about. He wasn't talking about YouTubers, using blurring filters. Do they? I don't know. Do I? No, I know I don't. I just wanted to show you my vlogging camera while we're talking about cameras. This is the one that I'm currently using. I also bought this one about 3 months ago and I really love it. This is the Canon G7X. This shoots high-def video as well. It's like a pocket-sized camera, but what I love about it most is that it has this flip-up screen. So this way I can see myself when I'm shooting. And what I like about this screen is that it flips the image. So all the Canon screens will flip the image for you. I had bought a different vlogging camera. I think it was the Panasonic Vixia 2 years ago, and I never used the thing because while I would try to videotape with it, I was backwards in the little frame. And so I was always like, wait, what am I doing? You won't know what I'm talking about until you have a camera that doesn't flip the image. That's what I use for like doing my outdoor daylight tests on makeup and things. I also use this one to do my product insert shots. So when you see me holding up something, I shoot them right up here. I leave the lights on. I leave the curtain drawn. I put this on its tripod. I bring one of the softbox lights over so it has good lighting over there, and then I just shoot the little inserts using this camera. So I use my little vlogging camera with my Manfrotto tripod. This is a new tripod that I got along with the camera and the other camera. So I leave this set up like this all the time because this is the setup for shooting the inserts, and that's what I do most with this camera. This tripod is really super lightweight. I use this tripod when I go upstairs to shoot a lookbook. I just, switch cameras. I just take this little knob off here, I put it on my big camera, I attach the big camera to this tripod, and I take everything upstairs to shoot a lookbook. So, lots of moving parts to making lots of different kinds of videos. So my big camera, my Canon EOS 70D, it sits on this massive tripod. I got like the biggest, heaviest tripod I could get. If I'm vacuuming in here or someone else is, I don't want them to bump it and break it. So this thing is like the tank of tripods, but I love it. I set it and I leave it. My big camera stays on here and I never move it. So that way I can ensure the consistency for like my before and after pictures. So if I'm taking pictures of my face 3 or 6 months apart or even a month apart, I have to know that my camera is at the same angle, at the same height. Aside from that, there are a lot of accessories that you can get. I have acquired quite a few over the years. I don't think you really need them to start, but you can work up to them. This camera, when I bought this package, it came with a mic. This is a Rode mic. I tried to use this thing. I hate it. I currently am using just the built-in microphone from the camera. That works for me. This thing is a battery-powered microphone, and it also has an on-off switch. So you can't leave it on all the time because it does just take like 1C battery, and that dies fairly quickly. And I ended up ripping this thing off my camera and throwing it across the room. I was so pissed because I had recorded 3 videos, none of which had any sound to them at all. I could have cried that day. I was so upset. I kind of hate it. I know a lot of people recommend it. If it's free with your camera, fine, take it, but just be careful of that dying battery. But if you had to pay for this thing, I would not pay for this thing. The other thing I don't like it is that it has to sit on the hot foot at the top of my camera, and my flash can't come up then. One indispensable accessory that I bought, I think the second year, was this little remote control. This thing has been a godsend. It's not expensive. You should have one. It works with just about any camera, and it's from Amazon. And it just enables me to sit here and remotely fire the shutter on my camera so I can take a still picture with it, or I can start the video and stop the video. The other thing you should get are extra SD cards. Of course, your camera has to have memory to be recording your videos too, and videos take up a ton of memory, especially if you're shooting in HD. I generally have 3 or 4 memory cards going at any given time. So I always have an empty one that I've gotten all the information off of, and then you wipe it clean and then you can use it again. So I kind of just keep these going in and out of the cameras in rotation so that if I'm filming right now and all of a sudden this card gets full, I don't have to be like, oh my God, I don't have a card. So, then I just take that one out and swap this one in. The other thing that I have is a little 19-inch monitor down here. I got that this year. That helps me to make sure that I'm in focus so that I can see myself bigger than on the little monitor, so that I don't have like, lipstick on my teeth. I've actually recorded quite a few videos in the past where I actually had lipstick all over my teeth and didn't know it and had to re-record. So it's just a bigger picture that I can see myself by. So I just run an HDMI cable from my camera to the monitor. The other thing I got is a power adapter for my camera. The standard Canon camera will come with a battery that looks like this. What I did in my old setup with my old camera is I had 2 batteries, and I would keep one on the charger plugged in at all times, so that if I was in the middle of recording and my battery ran out, I would have a fresh battery to just swap in, so I didn't have to stop and wait, because these guys take hours to charge up. Now I don't have to do that. Now I have a little adapter that sits up in the battery compartment, and it has a cable that comes down, and it just plugs right into my power strip with everything else. That's another accessory that I got, which is a surge protecting power strip. I keep all of this stuff plugged in on one power strip. So my camera's plugged in, all my lights are plugged in, my monitor's plugged in. So when I flick that one switch on the power strip, it all comes on. So this is pretty much what it looks like when I'm filming. You can see my little monitor that I use here so that I can see myself. I have my makeup mirror, and I have right around me is all my essential makeup. I use this little tabletop. It's just a little glass occasional table that you would get at IKEA. My desk is over here, so all I really have to do is turn my chair this way, and I can look things up on my computer if I need information in the middle of a video, if I've forgotten the price of something. All right, so I know that was kind of long and a little technical, but you know, I just wanted to share my filming setup with you guys. If you are a new YouTuber and you were looking for that kind of information, I hope you found the video helpful and informative. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I make all kinds of videos: fashion, makeup, beauty, anti-aging, and we would love to have you here with us on Hot and Flashy. So thanks everybody for your time. You know, I really appreciate your watching, and so I'll see you in the next video. So take care everybody and have a great day. Bye-bye.